Well, another day in the life video. It is Friday, May 2nd, 7:37 in the morning. Sitting at $149 in sales today. Gonna do another day in the life video. Don't got exciting plans, although going golfing with my dad today, or this morning. We're just gonna hit the driving range. I haven't swung a golf club with the exception of Top Golf in probably a decade, so looking forward to doing that. My parents are moving to Florida soon, so I'm trying to get as much time in with my dad as possible. So doing a couple of things. I scheduled out a lot of one of the benefits of we do online is I scheduled my email. I wrote my email last night to go out today. I scheduled an Instagram reel to go out this morning. I scheduled probably 6 or 7 different threads to go out throughout the day today. I scheduled my blog post to post this afternoon. I just take my email and I reshare it as a blog post, essentially, just copy and paste it. And that's one of the things I can kind of do the work the day before, because I know I'm going, hitting the driving range and we'll be gone for a couple of hours. So I'm going to dive in. I got some ads to tweak from yesterday, update my spreadsheets and all that, and I'll check in here in a bit. Just dropped my son off at school, heading to my parents' house, and then, like I said, my dad and I are hitting the driving range. I'm going to try to get back into golf a little bit. Him and I are going to start golfing like once a week since they're going to be moving soon, and I want to try to get as much time in with him as possible. This is something I've wanted to do for years, and I just never made the time for it. So I'm super excited to finally at least take the first step. I invested $5,000 a month in March for a guy to build me a funnel. He finished it on Sunday, the other day. I haven't even reviewed it, actually. I have to look it over. In the meantime, I've launched a couple of other funnels with ads and things like that, and I got one that's working really, really well. I've been having WordPress issues for the last couple of months, although the last 3 weeks, things are working flawlessly. Like, it is just everything is just clicking. And I've been looking into moving into different platforms. I invested into ThriveCard a couple weeks ago. That ended up not working out. It didn't work. It was a long story. I ended up investing in the Go High Level this week on Tuesday, and I actually invested into it twice. Long story. I bought Go High Level through Go High Level, and then I bought it through a white label partner because he offered a Discord community and I wanted access to the Discord community, so I bought his white label as well. So I hired a couple of people to move my WordPress funnels over to Go High Level. And so I'm kind of juggling like 3, possibly 4 funnels. And I reached out to a friend of mine, Audrey, last night, and we've been connected since 2015. She's a fellow entrepreneur. She's done really, really well, earned millions of dollars with print on demand. And so I reached out to her yesterday. We were chatting on the phone, and I was kind of telling her my predicament. And she was like, "You're chasing shiny objects. Like, you just spent $5,000 on a funnel. Why in the fuck are you trying to build other funnels and switch platforms and jump here and there?" And she's like, "You're trying to do way too much." And she's 100% right. And I appreciated that. And that's why I value her friendship. She calls me on my bullshit. So the lesson in all of this is have people in your corner that aren't scared to say, no, don't do that. Or yes, do that. So I needed that. And she's 100% right. I'm trying to do too much. I just dropped $5,000. That should be my focus. And the whole plan was to be 100% committed on this $5,000 funnel starting May 1st. Not sell anything else. Put all my blood, sweat, tears, money, energy, effort into this one funnel that I just dropped $5,000 in. And May 1st was yesterday, by the way. And here I am trying to juggle 3 to 4 funnels, juggle different platforms. So the lesson, have people in your corner that aren't scared to call you on your bullshit and telling you what not to do or what's stupid or what's silly. So I got back from golfing with my dad, or we just hit the driving range, and I just haven't been recording videos, so I apologize. It is 12:56. I just got done eating lunch. Kind of a bloodbath today. 234 in sales, not good. Wednesday, which was 2 days ago, today's Friday, I spent about $280 and made $1,300, just under $1,300, which that's not typical. That is not a normal day with ads. But I liked it, and then yesterday I spent about $320 or $330, I think it was, and made $900. So yesterday was a really good day too. So sometimes I get a little cocky, or I'm like, I got the Midas touch. I got this all figured out. Anything I touch turns to gold. And then I'm being humbled today. I'm really being humbled today. So that's the name of the ads game. Not every day's a winner. Some days I lose money. Most days I don't. There's probably 2 or 3 days out of the month I would say I'm in the red and negative. And usually it's not a ton, but there's days I've lost over 100, 150, 200 bucks, so it does happen. It's just not that common. So I want to set proper expectations. I did a lot of my work yesterday because I knew I was going to go golfing, and it's Friday. I'm going to jump in. I got some people to kind of chit chat with over on Facebook, so I'm going to do that. I ordered a funnel a month ago for $5,000. The guy delivered it the other day, and I haven't had time to review it. So I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to review it. For some reason, my camera is not charging. I don't know why, but I've had it plugged in for 3 hours and the battery keeps going down. So I'm kind of worried about that. So I got to get this thing charged up or it's going to die, and I'm not going to be able to finish episode number 7 or 8, whatever it is. So anyways, I'm going to jump in, do a little bit work and chit-chatting and kind of networking. And then I'll check in. I got to pick up my son from school in a couple of hours. So it's 5:18. I've been screwing around with tech for the last hour and a half. I shouldn't be messing around with this, but it's a Friday. And sometimes when you screw around with tech, it's the satisfaction of figuring it out, and that's what I've been trying to do. I've been testing some things. I've been trying to connect a WordPress plugin called Optimize Press, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite funnel builder. It's my favorite page builder. I love the clean, simple look. They got hundreds of templates. I really want to use this for my landing pages, and I'm trying to figure out how to connect it to WordPress, my email platform, and or go high level. I don't know, I tested it probably 25 times and I just figured it out. So I think part of the reason I do this tech stuff, which I shouldn't be doing, is, again, that satisfaction of finally figuring it out. I was troubleshooting this camera. Apparently it's pretty common that the battery goes bad on this camera. I just bought this thing. I've used it like 10 times. I spent $700 on it. I'm pissed about it. But apparently you can send it back to them and they'll send you a new one. But what a pain in the ass to have to do that. But hopefully they'll send me a new one. I just checked my stats actually. I had $282 in sales come in the last hour and 8 minutes. So sitting at 534 today. That's the beautiful thing with ads. You can get down and be like, man, it's a slow day or it's a bad day. And then in an hour it goes to $182. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but it is nice. So over $500, hopefully $700-800 day today. Now I did ramp up the ad budget a bit today because of the last 2 days, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try to update you guys and gals. It's flashing on my screen 8% battery remaining, so this thing's not going to last too much longer, unfortunately. Well, wrapping it up, it's 11:29, sitting at 552 in sales for the day. Not bad. It was a slow start, but had a good hour there earlier, but had a good day. I had a lot of fun with my dad hitting the golf balls. We're going to start golfing next week. We're going to go out sometime. Maybe I'll do a day in the life on the golf course and maybe watch me hitting the golf club or a golf ball, or try to hit in the golf ball, I should say. But yeah, wrapping it up. If you have comments, questions, drop them down below about earning a living selling PDFs. I was talking to a friend of mine today. She's getting into selling digital products. She was been in the e-com space for years, and I told her there's 2 reasons I really like selling PDFs, and I've shared this before. Number one is the speed to implement. You can create and launch a PDF in days, 2 to 3 days, 4 or 5 days. So that's number one, is you can get it out there quick. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to, record videos and upload it to members area, blah, 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 blah. Just you write it in a Google Doc, that's it. And by the way, my Piss Off Boss playbook, I put that out February 24th. I'm at like $19,000 in sales. I've sold it like 535 times roughly. That is just a Google document. It's not in Canva. It's not pretty. It's not fancy. It's literally a white document with black text. Like, it can be that simple. It doesn't have to be fancy. And then the second reason I like PDFs, and this is probably the most important one, is consumption. People consume it. My PDFs, it's going to take you 15 minutes to read from start to finish. 10 to 15 minutes to read from start to finish. And the higher consumption rate, the more people that consume it, the more people are going to implement it. The more people that are going to implement it, the more social proof you'll get, because they'll get the result that you promised, as long as you're delivering what you're promising them. And when I say promise, it's not a guarantee, but whatever the goal of your PDF is, and they implement it and they get the result, that leads to social proof. And social proof is a cheat code for selling online. So that's another big reason I love selling PDFs, is the consumption. People are more likely to consume it. You know, how many times have you bought a course? I'm super guilty. I bought a course I spent $54. It was $27, and then I bought the order bump for $27. I log in. I think it was 4 or 5 modules. You know, some of the modules had like 12 videos in it. You know, and I think one had like 7 or 8, one had like 9 or 10, one had like 10 or 12. I don't know, it was probably 40 videos in total. I'm like, fuck, dude, I think I watched 2 videos, like 1.5 videos. I kind of skimmed through it. I'll probably never consume that, you know? And that's the thing. And not to say video courses aren't valuable. They absolutely are. But that's the mentality of a lot of people buying video courses. You know, a lot of it's very overwhelming. They log in and see all these videos and it's like, oh man, you know? So that's why I like selling PDFs. So that's why I'm a believer of PDFs. But like I said, if you have comments, questions, concerns about PDFs, drop them down below and also hit that subscribe button.